Hello, this is Jason Matthews. I'm a retired law enforcement officer, and in retirement, I spend a lot of time in Brazil. And today I'm going to tell you 3 things I find very strange and shocking, culturally speaking, that are different in Brazil compared to the United States. And you probably are going to find them shocking also. Now, I'm going off topic a little bit on this channel, and I'll be doing videos about Brazil every so often, maybe every month, maybe every 6 weeks, sharing my experiences. And I think that you also will enjoy hearing about these experiences and the differences culturally that there are between these 2 countries. Let's get started. Now, these are my personal experiences. Is it this way everywhere in Brazil? I have no idea. I can only explain to you what I see on a regular basis. And I've been to several parts of Brazil, and it's the same everywhere I've been. And if you have a different experience, or you are Brazilian and you want to explain to me where I'm wrong, feel free to comment down in the comment section and let me know what you think. The first thing that I see that is very strange and shocking in Brazil to me as an American, when I'm walking the streets, and this is male Brazilians mostly, I'll just be walking by someone or just see someone walking and they'll blow their nose into the air and not think twice about it. So in other words, let me explain to you exactly how this works. Someone's walking down the street, they close one nostril and they blow their nose into the air, clearing their nose from the nasal mucus that's in their nose. And then they do the same thing. They close the other nostril while they're walking down the street on any random street. They close the other nostril and they blow out the other nostril on the other side. Not using any type of paper, not using any type of handkerchief. It's just like it's normal. They walk down the street, they blow their nose in the middle of the street, walking right by any random person. Is this all Brazilians? No, I haven't seen all Brazilians do this, but it's common, very common. And by the way, I haven't seen any Brazilian women do this yet. Only male Brazilians. The other thing that I've seen is very related to this is if you go into the male restroom, and this happens to me almost every time without exception, whether I'm at the mall, at the airport, whatever the case may be, you walk into a male Brazilian restroom, someone's in there blowing their nose in the same fashion that I just described, but in the sink. So they're closing their nostril with one finger, blowing their nose from the other nostril into the sink and vice versa. Now, to me, this is extremely shocking and gross because now I don't want to wash my hands because they just blew their nose and their nasal mucus all over the handle of that sink. It's pretty disgusting, both situations. Why they do it, I don't know. I have no idea. The second thing that is very strange to me, and I had to get used to this in Brazil versus the United States, is when you take Uber in Brazil, you have to be a lot more careful than in the United States, specifically with slamming the door. And I say in quotes, slamming the door. To Americans, we close the door to make sure that it is closed 100% and it's locked. In Brazil, if you close the door on an Uber or any other person's door, like you would in the United States, just closing it, they consider that slamming the door and they get pissed off. And you will have a downgraded Uber rating because of this. For a while, I couldn't figure out why my Uber rating was going down and down and down. It's called the Uber passenger rating. If you use Uber on any consistent basis, you will get rated on every ride that you take on Uber in the United States or worldwide. And so my rating on Uber was going down consistently. And it finally dawned on me where I was reading somewhere that Brazilians don't like you to, quote, slam the door. What I thought was just closing the door and securing it is considered slamming the door. So you have to be very careful. You have to use your hands to shut the door carefully when you get out of an Uber or get into an Uber. To me, it's counterproductive because many times, because I have to be very careful in closing the door so it doesn't slam, according to Brazilians, I have to close it and open it several times to make sure that it latches properly. To me, it makes no sense whatsoever. But for some reason, Brazilians think that if you close the door in what we would call, as Americans normally, that it's going to damage the door for some reason. I don't know. I mean, I've had cars for 10 years in the United States. Never once has my door gotten screwed up because I shut the door normally, which would be considered slamming the door in Brazil. If you can explain that to me, explain it to me down in the comment section. The third thing that I find very strange and shocking in Brazil is when someone is sick, they think it's okay to go out in public and go into people's homes and go to work. Now, I understand the part about going to work because, in Brazil, you got to go to work. They don't have sick days like we do in the United States. However, family members feel that they are free, or friends feel like they are free, in my experience, to come to your house sick. And in turn, that exposes you to being sick, which makes no sense to me. In the United States, if you're sick, in my experience, you stay home because you're sick. You don't go to other people's houses. You don't go out in public unless you have to. They don't even think twice about this, in my experience. People will show up to gatherings. People will go to your house and they're coughing and they're blowing their nose. And that's culturally acceptable. Why that is, I don't know. To me, it makes no sense. I will have similar videos released about Brazil and my experiences in Brazil in the future. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to be notified when new videos are released. Take care and have a great day.